All right, she's a teacher, a personal coach, and author today, but Shackeria Mesquita's journey to success was a difficult one as she battled depression. And she joins us now with more about her story. Shackeria, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Simone. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Grateful for another day above ground, right? This every day above ground is a blessing. So I'm
That's
thankful
true.
to be here. Gosh, you say you're grateful to God for taking you from a high school dropout to nurturing minds. Tough journey at the start. Tell us a little bit about growing up and having to drop out of school, drop out of high school, and probably thinking, that's it for me, I'm washed up now.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But it all started with, I would say, my mom. She left me when I was 2 years old. And so I did not have her in my life. However, I had my dad and I had my stepmom. Things were peachy and lovely. I had the life that anyone would dream of having, both parents at home, you're privileged, you have everything to your comfort. But then things changed. Things got sour somewhere along the line. And I was being abused physically and emotionally. That started taking a toll on my academic performance. And I saw where just my relationship with my friends, I started withdrawing, even from my family members, I started withdrawing. So at school, school was no longer a learning institution for me, it was a safe zone. I did not want to go home. When I went to school, it wasn't about doing assignments or anything, it was just to chill. I have my friends there, they can, give jokes. I would give jokes to tell stories and I would forget about my situations. I never used to talk about the fears and what I was experiencing. I kept it all bottled up inside. I started having panic attacks.
Yeah, because your
And
teachers now thought you were just, they were frustrated with your performance. They didn't realize
yes,
something else was going on.
yes. And I
Wow.
started having panic attacks. It would seem to some people when they see me that I had fits. That's how bad it was because my body would go in shock and I would stiffen out and I would shake. And sometimes even the bus driver on the Brownstone Road, they had to take me to the hospital. My friends had to take me to the hospital. So a lot of burden was placed on my teenage friends as well.
Yeah.
And
Those panic attacks will do it every time. At
yes,
17, you were diagnosed with chronic depression and you were put on antidepressants, but you weren't
yes,
feeling those pills, eh?
no, I was not. I did not like how they made me feel. And I remember one day when both my parents left for work, I decided that I was tired and I was going to just use those pills and take me out. But God, God sent my little
Tell me
brother.
about that. Tell me about that.
God sent my little brother, DJ Donovan. He was about 5 or 6. We weren't exposed to that kind of narrative or language, committing suicide. But the thought just came to me, and I thought that I would use the pills, right? I would know of it because I'm at school. He's just 5 or 6, and he was by our neighbors playing. And I didn't know when he came back, and he just popped up beside me and he said, "Watch ya, you might kill himself." And when he said it, I got so afraid and I threw them away. But when I threw them away, I was like, he's going to tell and I'm going to be beaten. I went and I looked at those pills, but they were dirty, and I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dead today. I'm
Wow.
going to live.
Oh, and I mean, you ended up, your dad ended up in another relationship later on with a stepmother that you said breathed life into you. How much did that change your story?
It changed my story because right after that incident with the antidepressants and I went back to school, I was told that I would not amount to anything, and then I was told that my dad should find another school for me because I wasn't holding up to the standards of the school. Then here comes this lady. telling me that you're smart, you're bright, you have a future ahead of you. And she started listening to me. And from listening to me, she realized that I had a lot pent up in me. So she basically signed me up for counseling sessions. And I would go and they would have me talk and squeeze the stress ball. So I now found another outlet, talking and just releasing the stress. Don't have it pent up inside. And when she said, we have to go back to school, I was afraid because I thought I would fail again. But I went in afraid, kicking, screaming. And I basically got one good grade. And that one good grade
It's a start.
set me on my way.
It's a
Yes.
start. It's a start. And the trajectory has been up from there. And you've used all your experiences to now do this book, Activate. Well, the second book is Activate to Achieve, the 411 on overcoming a self-sabotaging mindset and emerge successful. How difficult was it to write that book? You said you've never dreamt that you would ever be an author, but here you are.
True. I was just going about my regular life as a teacher, preparing lesson plans, and I heard a voice say, write a book. I was like, write a book about what? And I felt this urgency to just start writing, and I grabbed a book, grabbed my pen, I started writing. And when I looked at what I was writing, I was like, hold up. This all has to do with my shifted mindset and how it has benefited me. Because when my mindset shifted and I realized that I wasn't done, so I wasn't a crop as how I was believing because of the things that I heard, people started treating me differently. Opportunities came differently. I received differently. And so I just kept writing the book until here we are.
Yeah, takeaways for me is the power of the positive mindset, is the importance of support, not only your friends, but that stepmother who spoke life, guys, words will kill, words will cure, words will inspire, words will break down.
True.
And you say, now a born-again Christian, you say, realize where you were unsuccessful with that suicide attempt. You say, God had you here for a reason, so you can empower others. And he made you understand that had you been successful, you'd have been killing a teacher, empowerment speaker, and an author. We have to go to news. Shackeria, where do we find your book?
My book can be found in Fontana, Island-wide, or on Amazon.
Fantastic. All the best to you. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us this morning. Thank you very much. Shackeria Mesquita, teacher, personal coach, and author. News in 5, second edition, coming up next. But first, we take you to the break with some music for your soul. No music, just news. Soon come back.